All tied in with vortices, all the chakras, the meridians, all the holistic medicine. It's all tied in again to what? Where's Brian when we need him? Vortices. We mentioned Brian because he's a naturopath who was here an hour ago.
Whose home we're in.
Huh?
Whose home?
Whose home we're in. Okay. So, I'm explaining a vortex and how it works. Now, the vortex is driven by the emanations coming out the center. You can see it clearly in the pulsing of thirds. 1, 2, 3. The thirds intersect in a harmonic, a timing. It's like musical harmonics. And that's how I keep the electricity from having friction and having random collisions. Charlie and Judy, you guys are in deep states.
I'm looking at your... I heard this.
Oh, so you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. That was fast. I'm looking
Okay.
at that.
Well, if you discover any new things, I'd like to know them.
Well, I'm just seeing if I had to make one. But
I think you're about to discover some new things that are...
Everything you should know.
Okay.
It's like nothing's new anymore. Everything's new.
Here's your 396s in the center.
Right.
See your 396s always in the center? Remember I said we leave it alone? 396, 693? It flips. First it goes 396, and remember I said it flips, 693?
No matter what.
Here's your 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5s going in. So this is one winding. Here's the other winding going out, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5.
Oh, and then there's the space in between you were talking about.
And if you put these both together, okay,
Is that where the energy
you get this guy, which is the skin of the toroid, because here you have doubling down 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Here you have doubling up 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. There's your 3, 9, 6, 6, 9, 3.
Okay.
This and those two ingredients make this.
That's what you get.
In fact, everything you're seeing is all one and the same. The numbers never move. I'm just giving you zoom views, cross-section views. I'm giving you outer surface views.
I just don't
Doubling.
know things.
Doubling
Yeah.
up the
Picture a
diagonal.
television screen. There's 525 lines, right? What's that? 5 to 5. That adds to 12. That makes 3, right? 525 lines go down, and then it zooms up in a blank diagonal line, and then it comes back down again to fill in the other ones that it did. There's a blank line in there. Why is that blank line in there?
Oh, that's a good
There's
point.
a blank line. Every time you're seeing, every second, there's a blank line in there.
Yeah, that is a good point.
That's where they put all the sub stuff that they send you. That's what they put all that.
The subcarrier?
Yeah, and that's also where they put the TTY, I think it's called, for the deaf. It reads that. That's
Right.
where it is. And it has to be somewhere, right?
For the visual characters, the
Right,
typeset.
visual typeset for the. That's right. It comes to 3. It adds up to 3.
It's real interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's real interesting too that you broke it down in the interlacing, because really what I'm doing here is an interlacing. What I'm doing is I'm creating because in reality, all the lines that exist are really the diagonal lines this way. It's all moving this way. It's the right-hand rule. And in reality, all these lines this way don't exist. But I needed to put them there so I could show you that there is really a tile or a spatial or a volume in how it moved. In reality, all these other lines under here don't exist. What you're seeing is really just this, which is the winding of the coil. But what I did was I interlaced the undercarriage, so then that you would have a matrix from which you can tile, from which you then can decorate your environment, so that you can then navigate and move around in it. Because that's what this whole thing is. It's a navigational map. It tells you how you can go anywhere in the universe and up and down and know what's going on in the universe. It's the secret of the gyroscope. It's these numbers, this everything. The number 9 is the source of the gyroscope, and everything's spinning around 9. Okay, everybody ready? So I'll explain to you how it works. Now, remember we were going to say that it is a Okay, so you now see that this is the skin. So these tiles really get bigger and smaller. See how they're longer here and wider out here? But here I had to make them just like a grid cloth to keep it simple. Okay? Otherwise they would have been getting bigger. Okay? By the way, this cheesecloth is very important. Again, there's no horizontal or vertical line. It's all diagonals, like our symbol. That's why in relativity everything's a warp and curve. Remember I said time follows a logarithmic spiral of the doubling circuit? Everything's diagonal, not time on our third dimension, not a bullet shooting, not light. Nothing can be horizontal or vertical perfectly. Even a photon behind an eclipse of the sun was seen to curve. A photon coming from a distant star proving that relativity existed.
It's a double help.
Okay, so here again, we are looking at, so when they do math made out of horizontal, vertical lines, you get a quad ruled sheet of paper and you calculate things, that's totally false. Because if you get a quad rule and you put it diagonally, everything diagonally, it's not squares, it's diamonds. When everything's a diamond, then you can pick up your calculations, you can go off that end, and you can go through a hole and come back out the other end. And you can actually be the toroid. Does everyone follow that? Okay, I'll show a picture of that too. Everybody can say, no, I didn't follow that. But this is what it looks like. This is what I mean going through the hole. Okay, so on diamonds, you can go off the page this way, and you're really coming back in around, and you're coming back out the other end.
Are you making a virtual reality of all this information so you can kind of get inside it?
It's something you can do.
Okay.
Okay, we need someone to do this.
You said you don't want to get left out.
No, actually it needs to be modeled on a computer because that way you can see when you start with a number how the energy vibrates. When you have a motion here, it goes over to there. You're going to have fun on that when we get to that, showing vibration and motion. Okay, so everything's spinning around the 9. Why? Because the ether-on magnetism, that invisible field, is displacing everything, creating the vortex. Okay, and you have the doubling circuits, and they come around, contract. So, I think we'll start right now on that vibration that you'll have fun with, and that energy. So let's see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. Okay. We're going to have to go backwards, because we're 90% of the stuff is the charts that we didn't cover. Oh, that isn't it. That's mysticism. Well, you would have liked that anyway. That's dealing with the letters in the name of God in harmonics. And they all have numbers so far. Him. You get to pick a number, any number.
5.
5. Okay. Which 5 would you like?
Second row at the top. Sure.
Where?
Yeah.
Right here?
No, the one above that.
The blue?
Blue 5.
Way up there?
No, that one. Yeah, the red one.
The big
On
one.
the left hand side, yeah.
The red.
How come you guys know?
Red one.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, too
Yeah,
close.
very
You're
obscure
too close.
How come you guys know that that was the one he wanted? And why would he pick this one? It's so hard.
You
Okay.
can't reach there.
I'm drawing. I actually shouldn't be using glue, should I? Oh, I don't have glue. Okay. So we have 5 in the center. Okay. So we're going to add up all the numbers and stop at 6. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 7 is 15 is 6. 9 and 8. 9 and 6 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12 is 3. 6 and 3 is 9. 9 and 5 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. That's what you get for making me pick a hard one. I did it quick. Okay.
Do it again.
Who?
Again.
Okay.
Can you do it with 7?
Okay, we'll do it with 7 next. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 7 is 15, which is 6. 6 and 6 is 12 is 3. 6 and 3 is 9.
No, you didn't do that right.
I did it right. Wrong. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. I need a
8
caller.
and 7 is 15.
You wanna be the
and
caller?
6.
Oh, Charlie will be the caller.
Well, until I make a mistake.
Okay, Charlie, go ahead. 1 and 1.
It's 2. 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 7 is 15, which is 6. 6 and 9 is 15. Which is 6.
6 and 6, 12.
6 and 6 is 12, which is
6, 9.
3. 3 and 6 is 9. 9 and 5 is 14, which is 5.
So it's still equaling that little drop that's shooting out. It's still being generated by that little drop.
So we had to add all the numbers in
That-
that, and, right?
That's why it's called point energy creation physics, because there's a point coming out from the inside of this toroid skin making that happen.
Does it relate to?
In other words, there's an emanation shooting out that's making all these numbers ripple.
Does it relate to 0-point energy?
This is 0-point energy.
That
Right.
is what your skin looks like too.
What?
Like a crisscross.
Our what looks like? Our skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Our skin actually does have that. Everything has it. Even our bones, when they do x-rays, it's imprinted everywhere. There's some charts on that. That's exactly right. Literally. We can always take this literally, what we're working on. So he asked, does it relate to 0-point energy? Okay. Is everyone satisfied it makes a wave of 9? Okay. That's right. And what's coming out of the 0? The 9. All the numbers, okay, are created by this energy.
So one of your points is that if you take a number and you add around it, you end up with 9 always.
Always
The other
9.
fact, though, is that if you add 9 to any number, you get that number back.
Exactly.
Right?
And
So you end up
0-point
with
energy,
9.
over unity, free energy, alternate energy, this is what we've discovered. Because of the 9.
Even though we can't see
You
it.
mean,
Right.
if you add the 9 to the center number,
If
and
you
get
add
the
9 to any number, you get the number
in the
back.
center,
Yeah, but you'll get the number.
you get the drop.
Yeah, but if you added 9 to 7, you'd get 7.
Okay.
And you add 9 to 8, you get 8. Okay, so you get 9 on the outside whenever you go, and then when you finally add it to the middle number, you'll get that middle number again. That's why it's that, yeah.
Let's pick
So
7.
two different ways of looking at
You picked 7, correct? Over there? Oh, essential aroma oil? What? You picked 7?
Yeah.
Give me a 7.
The one right in the middle is easy to reach.
Right. Which one?
it.
Which one you want?
Sure, that one.
Okay. We have 7. Okay, because she made one easy for me. I'm going to make waves around it, even farther out. Okay? We can even go this far out. God help us. That'll be not too easy.
Be here all night, so I can go in.
Okay. You see what we're doing?
They
Okay.
all make 7?
Hmm?
They all make
They'll
7?
all make 7. So here's 7. Okay. Who's going to be the caller who's really quick? Who's really fast enough to this now? You can do it?
Let the
Here he goes.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, which is 2, 2,
Perfect.
8, 4, 6, 1, 9.
Perfect. A wave of 9. Let's do another one.
So it goes to 9 and then comes back to the center.
Well, we already did the center with 7, so
Yeah.
we really don't have to even think about it. Okay, but yeah, you're
But
right.
that's two ways of looking at it,
Because we're really just looking at this is the source, which is the 7. So it's making waves in all direction, but it doesn't want to lose that 7. And if it equaled like a 4 or something, then it would be 7, 4 is 11, 2. It wouldn't be a
So
7
we change
anymore.
it, that's right.
We
So
would
the
change
center
it.
one is the one that stays constant in the middle of a vortex.
Exactly.
Oh,
The
okay.
eye of the tornado.
Yeah. And if you go out further, right, it works too.
He will tell us.
Oh, that's why in a tornado it will like shoot out stuff and it'll still be perfect in a hole.
Right, balance.
And everything else around it will be destroyed except for what was in the actual center.
Right, center of the cyclone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
It makes sense now.
7 plus 4.
2, 5, 4, 8, 1, 2, 7, 4, 5, 6, 3, 3, 6, 9,
18,
9.
I like that concentration. Another 9. Okay.
But you can only, but you're adding